was the horrific incident of a young man identified as Nagaraju, who was stabbed to death when he was returning home on his bike along with his wife on Wednesday night. This is an incident that has happened in Hyderabad in the Sarur Nagar area. Now, the reason why he was stabbed is what is even more horrifying about this story that we're reporting on. The suspects that have been detained by the police are all said to be relatives of the wife, who is identified as Pallavi. Her name was Saida Shreen Fatima before the couple got married 3 months ago. Nagaraju is said to have been in love with Ashreen Fatima from her college days. The assailant fled the scene, but many passers-by recorded the incident on their phones. The incident has also been caught on CCTV camera. According to sources, in January this year, Nagaraju got married to Saida at an Arya Samaj mandir in the old city. The girl's family was reportedly unhappy with the marriage to Nagaraju and allegedly threatened him to stay away from her. Local BJP activists have demonstrated in the area to protest against this horrific killing. So clearly this, of course, is one of those horrifying crimes that we are in fact reporting: a Hindu man being killed essentially by his Muslim wife's relatives who disapproved of this marriage. All right, let's go right across to Uma Sudhir joining us live with the very latest. There are also very disturbing shots that are coming in of the mother. All of this caught on CCTV. Uma, absolutely horrifying. The details of this case that we are reporting at the moment are absolutely horrifying. Have the family members who are allegedly accused in this case, have they been arrested? What are the police saying?
The police has taken 2 family members into custody and questioning also. The formal arrest is likely to be shown shortly. What we understand is that the couple is on a bike and he is being pulled off the bike, as we can see in the CCTV footage, and subsequently attacked with iron rods. This happened around 8:45 p.m. in the Sarur Nagar area, and obviously 8:45 is not very late in the night, and that's when you have so much of traffic going around the place, and you have a lot of onlookers as well. But nobody seems to have been able to intervene in time to be able to stop this horrific kind of attack that happened on this man. But there is also footage that has come from other cell phones that people around have shot on camera, and in that you can see the wife, in fact, very valiantly trying to protect her husband from being attacked once more by a man who is holding a sword and coming back to attack this man who is already collapsed and with his face kind of pulped in and bleeding and just lifeless, lying on the road. And the wife is valiantly trying to stop another attack on this man, and that's when the crowd seems to have kind of got alive to the situation and then starts following, or rather chasing away the man with the weapon in his hand. This wife has subsequently identified him as her brother, and that is the line on which the police investigation proceeded. Yes, this is an interfaith couple, and they are said to have been childhood sweethearts. In fact, that's what the wife has said, and they got married on the 31st of January. She even changed her name to Pallavi, and she's supposed to have told the police that in fact even Nagaraju was willing to change to Islam just to get married to her. So it was love that conquered for them, but not for the families, and therefore this kind of horror killing, I would prefer to call this, yes, not attaching any religion to it. Back to you, Rishika.
Well, absolutely, Uman. It's very interesting that you say that, because it in a certain sense just points out to the several stories that we've been reporting on, which is this culture of hate. Whichever side of the spectrum it may be stemming from, there is a culture of hate, and this story in a certain sense is just testament to that.
Yes, indeed. This area that we are talking about, Sarur Nagar, that area is a mixed population. So while, yes, we did have BJP activists coming out and having some kind of protest in the area, people are looking at it as an isolated case of a horrific crime, and it has not turned into any kind of a communal issue in the area, to the credit of not just the police there, but to the credit of the public there as well. They're not reacting to it as people belonging to one community or the other, showing hatred towards the other, just saying that, a crime like this has happened where 2 people who got married and were living separately. Nagaraju is in fact working as a salesman, and after the marriage, the couple was living separately and living their life, and that's when the family came back to say that no, we do not accept this, and decided to do away with the man who married the daughter of the family.
Uma, also, a quick word on those horrifying pictures that we are seeing on our screens. We can essentially see the mother wailing, pleading in those pictures. I mean, that is just, extremely horrifying. And also, this entire incident has happened in full public view. There are people who have shot footage on their mobile phones. There is CCTV camera footage. So all of this happening in full public view.
Yes, indeed. The mother's footage of her crying is, in fact, at the mortuary where the body was kept. And for a mother to have to look at her son, possibly, the face would not be the same at all, because it's been hit with those iron rods and he was beaten to death right there on the road. But as once again, we are seeing a case where in full public view, very brazen manner, at 8:45 in the night, this couple was tracked. What we understand is that they seem to have been tracked for quite some time by these people who wanted, or the attackers who wanted to do away with this man so that the marriage comes to an end. They have done this in between a lot of traffic and lot of onlookers. So is there no fear of the law at all? That is something that one would ask. And the second part, of course, is why people don't react fast enough. Possibly because he was holding an iron rod in hand and it would not have been possible for people to guess what exactly is going to happen. So that is something that once again calls for public consciousness, and whether people are able to react fastly. They are having their cell phones ready to shoot the footage, but not enough to try and help this man out. Perhaps if he could have been taken to hospital quickly, that he did die there because of the severe injuries is another story.
Right, Uma, thanks very much for joining us with those details. A horrifying story indeed. Let's just listen into what the police are saying at the moment.
They followed him, and in the night, approximately at 8:45 p.m., they stopped him, accosted, and assaulted him, beat him indiscriminately with an iron rod on his head, and killed him on the spot. We are investigating the case. This investigation is going on proper lines. We identified the accused. We are interrogating. We will produce them before media after the completion of the investigation.